For show, Ronald Wilson Reagan signed on for 4 more years today as he repeated that verbal contract known as the oath of office.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
We're put on ice by an Arctic storm that put Washington in a deep freeze with a wind chill factor of 22 degrees below zero. It was cold outside, but the grand old party for Ronald Reagan certainly heated up tonight with no less than 9 inaugural balls in the nation's capital. Channel 7's Warren Only reports on the gala festivities where Washington tonight was busy putting on the Ritz.
You can forget about all that cold weather or anything else that is even vaguely unpleasant here in Washington. These Republicans are at the inaugural ball to have a good time. The American popular song goes on and on. The American popular song goes on and on.
Well, it's more than a big party. I think it's a celebration for the entire nation. And consequently, you can't look at it strictly as a party. You have to look at it as a celebration for the nation, which is just a tremendous event.
A national event, just something to participate in. Makes everybody feel good and have the spirit of patriotism and feel a good feeling about your country.
And what really made it all worthwhile was when the man himself and his lady showed up to dance to a good Republican tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and Mrs. Reagan.
If I hadn't said it so darn much before November 6th, I'd say you ain't seen nothing yet.
To tell if all these festivities will be justified by legislative or administrative achievement, but at the moment it appears that Ronald Reagan and all these partygoers have things going very much their way. From Washington, Warren Only, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Make the luncheon a portrait of American democracy.
Well, they had to watch from some bleachers. Mrs. Reagan told the crowd that she understood how hard they had worked, but added that they would have liked the frostbite a lot less. After that, she sat down, then jumped up again, looking a little embarrassed as she said,
I was supposed to introduce my roommate. Who happens to be my husband, who happens to be the President of the United States.
Well, they came out decked out for all of the glamour and excitement that they were looking forward to. The President and Mrs. Reagan dancing briefly with one another, urged on by cheers of 4 more years. At the first stop, the first couple switched partners with one young couple at the Young Republican Ball.
But the inaugural committee salvaged as much of the spirit of a parade as could be funneled at the last minute into a giant sports arena. Still, not everyone was happy. America loves a parade, and this wasn't the real thing.
I was somewhat disappointed, right? But the horses would have been cold.
But he had to walk. David French, CNN, Largo, Maryland. Celebration marking the start of President Reagan's 2nd term. Tonight we'll observe the occasion by looking...
This is Ronald Reagan again, and I'm very happy now to show you these young people. Since Disneyland opened, these children have been eagerly waiting to cross the moat for a wondrous trip through the Disney imagination.
When you wish upon a star...
Boys, this is Mr. George Gibb.
Makes no difference who you are.
Will you come in, Mystery Challenger, and sign in, please?
Oh, yeah. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Actor Ronald Reagan is elected governor of California. His landslide victory has national significance.
When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I
He has had a life where is absolutely ratification.
Upon a star, your dreams
The beginning of the second term of Ronald Wilson Reagan as President of the United States, and there you see him dancing with the First Lady at what is the last of 10 inaugural balls being held here in Washington tonight. This one actually an unofficial ball being held by the American Legion veteran.